welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be the start of a very exciting video series of doing a road trip around Mallorca. So I'm currently in Palma. I'm checking out my gorgeous hotel. I'm staying at the Nakar Hotel, which I'll be doing a dedicated review on. But I'm now off to hop a taxi to the airport. I've rented, hopefully, an automatic car because I can't drive manual from Europcar. And it's about 10:15 in the morning, so let's see how it goes. Our game plan for the day is to drive up to Valldemossa, check out the towns of Deia, and then we're going to be staying in the Port de Solier at the Bikini and Mountain Hotel. So it's going to be quite a fun adventure of bopping around the mountain villages and checking out the port. So if that sounds good, please join me for the day. Let's head out. Hey guys, so now we are in the rental car. My friend has just gone to the bathroom, leaving me alone in this beauty. They absolutely upsold us on a Mercedes-Benz A-Class, but whew, it is nice. It's very dangerous, I think, to get to rent nice cars like this because now I'm just gonna want to buy one, but maybe this will also become a car review as part of the video. But yeah, so now we're just about to take off and go to Valldemossa. First stop of the day was Valldemossa, which is a historic town that's located up in the mountains, and oof, it did not disappoint. So when you come into town, there's probably like 3 parking lots in town, and the first one was completely full. We lucked out on the second one though, where we snagged a spot, someone was leaving, and we proceeded to then just kind of wander into the little town. We hopped into some boutiques, did a little shopping, and before we knew it, my lunchtime booking at Es Taller had arrived. So I had a 1 p.m. lunch booking, and Es Taller is very highly rated in Valldemossa. It's on the Michelin guide, and it's a very kind of lovely, gorgeous, modern restaurant that really prides themselves in kind of local cuisine, healthy, also in season. We decided to have this halloumi salad, which was just lovely and fresh, and like great kind of vegetables with the halloumi. Was literally looked like a work of art, but was also equally delicious. We also had the loveliest salad of island figs with local tomatoes, ricotta, and walnuts, and it was absolutely divine. Just beautiful ingredients, the right amount of seasonings with it, just absolute simple pleasures. We also had a tuna ceviche with almonds and passion fruit, chili, and coriander, which was absolutely divine. So I think overall I would highly recommend this restaurant if you are coming to Valldemossa. We noticed at 1 p.m. there was like nobody there, but once it hit 2 p.m. the restaurant was very crowded. So it's one of those where, because Valldemossa is a small town, it was recommended by many people to book in advance. And I felt like a bit gypped when I got there, being like, I did not need to book this, but then I realized an hour later, actually we did, because if you wanted to have the table for 1.5 hours, you do need to have a booking. So I would definitely recommend that you do that. Another hot tip for Valldemossa is the parking lots. You have to pay with cash or coins only. So make sure you have some small change, and some 1 or 2 euro coins would be really useful both in Valldemossa and the next town we went to as well, Deia. So after our time in Valldemossa, it sadly started to rain at the end, and we were not expecting rain for the day. So we ended this gorgeous lunch with me sprinting several minutes back to the car in the pouring rain to go pick up the car before our meter expired in the parking lot, because you pay just for like 2 hours at a time. And yeah, not the best moment, but hey, I think I worked off lunch. So then we did the drive through the small mountain roads up to Deia, which was a beautiful drive. And I have also heard Deia is on every kind of best of small charming villages list in Mallorca, and for good reason. It really is a special place. Like the minute you drive in there, like when you start to drive in, like the whole town, you drive through this road and the whole town opens up around you. And there is kind of a scenic viewpoint you can, once you park, you can go walk to and take pictures and videos of it. But I think just from the minute we pulled in, just seeing kind of the town carved along the hillside, it was just magical. And we immediately knew we wanted to park, have a little wander around, and just see more of the town. So the one thing about Deia is there's not many parking lots. The parking lots are super tiny, so you definitely have to luck out a bit with finding parking. And compared to Valldemossa, which is like once you're in the town, there's like a lot of walking around you can do. Deia, there's like only a smaller kind of main drag unless you want to go off-piste and wander up and through the little kind of hills and town streets to kind of, you know, see more of like local Deia. So we actually, we found parking on the, like in like a little set of spots just next to the Belmont. The Belmont does have its own parking lot, so if you are going for a meal or a coffee or a drink at the Belmont, I think you can use the parking lot. So we were thinking we would maybe do that. The Belmont is a 5-star gorgeous luxury hotel. I looked at the prices to stay there, and I think it was like 1,600 euros during like the night we were passing through. So it's definitely, you know, not in my budget, but hey, you know, I'm all about aspirational luxury, and I hope maybe one day it will be in my budget. But yeah, we still decided we wanted to go see and check out the Belmont, so we did do a little walkthrough up there, and I found people at the hotel were so welcoming because we weren't sure if we wanted to have a coffee or a drink, and what we decided is we just took a quick spin around to see the hotel grounds, and they are absolutely stunning. It only made me want to see more, because obviously we only just kind of saw like the public areas, not like if you were actually a guest, and like the pool and some of the other stunning grounds as part of the hotel. So we kind of just scratched the surface on it, but it left me wanting more. So anybody from Belmont Hotels Group, if you're listening, I will happily come back anytime you want to show me more of the hotel. So we decided we might want to have a coffee or a drink there, but we thought, let's go just do, like there was a break in the rain, let's go do a little wander through the village, and we ended up just taking a leisurely stroll, stopping into some of the, like Deia has some very lovely boutiques, so I would definitely recommend that, and then walking like, you know, 5 minutes down the road to the scenic viewpoint just to enjoy that. And unfortunately, once we got to the viewpoint, it started raining again, so we kind of slowly made our way back and decided maybe it was just best to get in the car. But I would absolutely recommend. I think Deia is very worth a stop and a visit, and we did see some places for lunch or like a coffee that would be lovely to linger at, as well as the Belmont kind of cafes and restaurants looked fantastic. So after our time in Deia, we decided it was time to start making the journey to our hotel for the night, which was the Bikini and Mountain Hotel in Port de Soleil. Solier. I think it's Port de Soler. I know there's a little bit of like a rolling of the R, which I cannot do, so I apologize for my mispronunciation. But we decided to take, well, there only really was one way. There's a kind of a very kind of hairpin mountain road kind of turn, and this is where things went a little bit awry. Little did we know these like huge buses go on these super tiny hairpin turn mountain roads, and unfortunately, as timing would have it, we were stuck behind one of the buses as another bus kind of came in when they were both on this very tiny stretch of mountain roads, and we almost had a bus hit our car, basically, because the bus started backing up and there was a huge line of cars behind us, and we were the first car behind the bus. It was a very scary moment. I was just laying on the horn because there was nowhere I could go, and finally the bus driver stopped the bus, came out, like forced all the other cars to move. We were able to safely back up, but it was like one of those like This is not how I want to go out in this world, people. And I have to say, this was like, not as bad as this, but this was like a theme throughout the trip where, you know, I love driving these crazy mountain hairpin roads, but I don't love it when all of a sudden you can be like coming up with these buses that drive super fast on them that like are pretty aggressive on these blind turns. So it's not for the faint of heart with driving in some parts of these areas. There are more chill motorways. You can kind of go out of your way to avoid them, and I would say if you are very nervous or anxious with driving, this would not be the driving for you. I might even say avoid some of the mountain villages altogether if that's the case, because like what you could do instead is from the Palma airport to Port de Soleil, it's about a 35-minute drive, and if you were just going to stay in Port de Soleil for a couple days, you really don't need a car. The port town is super small, and you could literally just book a taxi airport transfer, get up there, be on foot the whole time, and just be really chill. For me, the driving is part of the experience, and like I loved the mountain roads, but I did not love that experience, that is for sure. All right, so then after our stressful experience, we then kind of continued on, and we unfortunately were just like stuck behind this bus for like the whole journey into Port de Soleil, but thankfully we only had one really sketchy experience with the bus. But yeah, driving those roads was actually just really beautiful, and minus that experience, I did enjoy it. So then we, once we got into Port de Soleil, we arrived at the Bikini and Mountain Hotel, and I am doing a dedicated hotel room, hotel stay review on that. So make sure again you're subscribed to my channel, and I'll make sure to update this video's link down below when that is available. The hotel is really lovely. Very bohemian, great energy, definitely has like a specific vibe for the hotel, which I just immediately loved. And unfortunately, what we didn't realize is we had a booking at Neni, and it was not communicated to us that Neni was closed for the night because, or a couple nights, because the chef was apparently exposed to COVID. So for safety reasons, they closed the restaurant, and they had said they emailed us, but they emailed the email address on my hotels.com booking, which is like a bunch of letters and numbers at expedia.com, which clearly is a no reply email address and not my real one, which was deeply annoying because I had actually emailed the hotel with my real email address to make the booking. So they actually had my correct email address, and they should have had my phone number on the booking, but they just didn't do the diligence, and they tried to blame us for not getting the email when they didn't actually email the right place or take the steps to do that. So it was a little bit of not the best start to the stay, but the stay improved a lot from there. We ended up having the hotel make another booking for us because we said, you know, can you help us book something else? Like, that's gonna be a lovely experience like the Neni restaurant. And they recommended that we go to the Jumeriah Hotel, which is a 5-star luxury hotel. And it was just a 5-minute walk uphill, but we ate at Cap Roig, which is the seafood restaurant there, and it has a beautiful terrace overlooking the water. We got to experience the sunset. It absolutely was a splurge of a meal price-wise, but if you love seafood, this is such a great option. The seafood options are super fresh. They let you pick the kind of fish that you want. They cook it in the way that you want. You can do sides with that. Or if that's not your thing, they also specialize in different paellas, and they have like vegetarian options or vegan options as part of that. So we had met 2 friends there for the dinner who were also staying in the same town, and it was just a really lovely meal. Definitely a splurge, but I think a worthwhile one. And I also had looked at what it would cost to stay at the Jumeriah Hotel in Port de Soleil, and it was out of my budget price range, but it is now absolutely on my hotel wish list to stay there because it just looks so fantastic. So after dinner, we just made our way back to the hotel for a nightcap. We actually just cheekily took the like little half bottle of wine from the minibar, which was actually really good. Parked ourselves up on the terrace next to Nenny, off the bar in the hotel, had another glass of wine before calling it a night, and it was just the perfect way to end a very long day, but also a very fun day. So with that said, guys, that concludes my video on my first day of my Mallorca road trip, going out to check out some of the mountain villages and staying at the Bikini and Mountain Hotel in Port de Soyer. I'm gonna cover a bit more on Port de Soyer and our second day driving through some more crazy mountain roads, as well as this hotel that I am now in Port de Pollença. So if you liked this video, please hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment down below. Are there great places or tips that you have for doing a road trip in Mallorca? Must-see towns, beaches, whatever. Sharing is caring here on this channel. I want to know it all because I'm going to come back for sure. If you like this video, please hit that like button as well, because that's how I know that people are enjoying this content. So thanks again for tuning in, guys, and I will see you soon.